So, how do I balance traditional herbal knowledge and modern scientific advancement? Well, the first thing is understanding that traditional knowledges are science to traditional peoples. Our science are continually advancing and being practiced, and we are experimenting and we are replicating. And so it's important to understand whose science, right? And within that context, as an integrated herbal medicine maker, medicine woman, I don't abdicate the quintessential nature of reality, which is diversity. There's so much diversity and different kinds of medicine, but it's important that we know which tradition of medicine we're working with and what the pitfalls and the power of those medicine ways are. So for example, understanding all of the medicines from mind medicine all the way up to herbal medicine, and then pharmaceutical medicine, and then surgical medicine, right? We understand that there's an escalation. And before we escalate all the way to the top, which means that there's going to be so many side effects, we want to make sure that we're helping people with their lifestyles and all of these things before we escalate. And so an example of that in my practice is I had a client who had a bladder infection. We knew that this was a bladder infection because of the blood in the urine. And so we set a time frame for us to work with herbs like uva ursi, right? Herbs like corn silk. And we said that if we did not clear this infection with the traditional medicines that we had access to within 5 days, which is the amount of time that she would be working with an antibiotic, then we would escalate care. So after those 5 days, we cleared the bladder infection, shout out to us, and there was no need to escalate care. But escalation was there, and that's important. Another way that Western science kind of shows up in my practice is in research. When I'm learning about a plant, I love to first touch in to the traditional knowledge ways and the traditional peoples who held that plant. I like to look at multiple cultural examples, and then I like to go into more details by looking at herbal constituents and what the scientific community has to say about it. And it's in this way that we stay in conversation with the ancestors and with their progeny all at the same time.